it in Philippines, episode 2, let's go. Stop training for so flipping long. Not eating and not flipping food. But all walking is so hard. It's like concrete. Yes, what is flipping popping, Gym Fella here? If you're new to the channel, this is an 8-week flipping series in Philippines because I've lost a stone in muscle since I travelled. However, I've had a few comments saying, how much muscle have you actually lost? Episode 1 didn't cover it. So I'm going to cover it for you now before we get into the flipping nitty gritty of this episode. And if you haven't already, flipping subscribe, otherwise your breath stinks and you're going to have to do legs for the rest of your flipping life. Living best life. Right, so let's compare my flipping physiques before travelling versus 250 days into travelling. Let's start off with a flipping side post. I've lost a lot of mass in my lower chest and also my upper chest. If you also look at my biceps, flipping heck, loads of mass there, and also triceps and shoulder, basically my whole flipping upper body, fellas. Jesus Christ, even this second photo shows the same. Now let's compare body measurements. How much mass have I actually lost in terms of centimetres on each muscle group? So these were my measurements before travelling, and these are the ones now after travelling. Looking at these, it kind of makes sense on what we've just seen from the photos. So my chest being the biggest area, shoulders not much, quads, flipping heck, did not think I got chicken legs like that now, I need to sort them out. And then the drop in the biceps, obviously that's a tricep measurement too. Overall, that's like a 15 to flipping 20 centimetre drop in mass around me flipping body, fellas. But I'm getting it back. What is popping? Right, flipping leg day. We just got to gym. I'm gonna have a banana. Gym is being opened. Lovely. Right, let's get into flipping leg day. First thing, make sure you stretch, fellas. Stop skipping this part. If you want to flipping be loosey-goosey, stretch. Right, exercise one I started off with, barbell RDL. When I'm working on more glute focus. So for this, glutes go back, bar stays close to the flipping legs as you come down, and a slight bend in the knees with a neutral flipping spine, fellas. If you look, slight bend here. As you come down, the bend gets a little bit more and then you drive flipping up. Same thing here with Betsy. Glutes go back, slight bend in the knee, neutral flipping spine. Bob's your uncle. Dumbbell reverse lunge. Here, the front leg does all of the work. The back leg just stops you from falling. So you drive through with that front leg, control back with the back leg, drive through with the front. And all the work's done on the drive up part, not the flipping back. Moving on to the lovely hack squat. To be fair, I've never seen this type of machine, so I struggled to get onto it. Plate was flipping tiny, as you can see. Look at me feet, nearly hanging off the edge of it. Anyway, let's get into the movement. First point of action, glutes go back, bend at the knees, and make sure you get that depth, fellas, neutral spine. Then you're driving up, control down, make sure your knees don't buckle in, keep them in this position on both phases, up and down of the movement. And if you do that, you should be getting off hack squat looking like this. Right, pause session, flipping heck. I'll show you me flipping legs in a second. However, I am dripping from every possible place you can drip on your body. Like, I'm dripping from places I never thought I could drip from. Kneecap, toes, butthole. Yeah, good session. It's good to get legs in, even though it was... Every day. There'll be dogs in a second. Cockerels, sheep, goats, everything. It's mad. Anyway, right, let's get flipping post leg pause down. So, legs, in terms of like... in terms of mass and everything, I don't actually think I've lost like lots of mass on my legs. I feel like that's one area I've kind of kept quite well. I've lost a bit of the teardrop and everything and a bit of size around here, but I think I'll get that back probably the fastest out of every part of my body. In terms of... fella in background just swinging around and that. In terms of like other parts of my body, I feel like my chest has been one that's took a toll. My back, my flipping midsection and lower back, Jesus flipping Christ, it looks like it's non-existent. Anyway, let's flipping get it, food time, eggs again. Fellas, stop training for so flipping long. Right, what I've noticed is, especially when I was a PT, some people train for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I don't know whether that's because you're in there flipping socializing or your rest periods are too long, or what I think it is, you do too much volume. So we just trained then, done a full leg day. My legs are absolutely obliterated and it was 45 minutes. Nearly every session I do is that, even when I was back at home, unless I'm doing like heavy deadlifts, it was a 45-minute session. So stop going in there and doing too much flipping exercise. Sometimes too much volume is bad volume because your body can't recover in the next few days building up to then doing the same exercises again. So lower your volume, spend less time in the gym messing about and flipping get big session in, intensity over flipping duration. Action. Right, look at this. Meal 1. If you watched episode 1, you'll see there's a bit of a change here. So, first time I only had this plate. However, I've realised I need to get more food in. So therefore, I've got some oats, which I found, and I've got protein powder. However, as you can see, the consistency of this is like concrete. I am absolutely terrified to put this down me. It's going to take about 3 hours. It's nice. Meal 1. Loving life, living flipping best life. Hello, what is popping? We're at the flipping beach, flipping relaxing, but it's next meal time. It's around 12:30, 1 p.m. 7-Eleven coffee for about 50 pence, iced coffee. So what we've got is chicken and onions with mayo, not loads of mayo, 2 pieces of bread. All I do is eat bread. And then I've got some crisps. Not eating and not flipping food. So in the first flipping episode, you seen me macros were at 2,300, had about 200 grams of protein, my carbs were around 230s, 240s, and my fats were at a decent level of around 50s, I think, from what I can remember off the top of my head. But it's not enough, fellas. If I'm wanting to flipping, put some size on and get back to that flipping gym fella I know, I need to be eating higher. So what I've got myself planned for today, trying to hit 2,600 to 2,800. Obviously, I'm going to be eating more protein than I actually flipping need. The carbs, I want to try and hit around that 260 to 300 gram range. Once I hit that and have it sustainable for a few weeks, I should put on some flipping weight and some flipping mass, fellas. Let's see at the end of the flipping episode where I've hit that flipping target of 2,600 to 2,800. Right, I'm flipping back in the flipping gap. Guess what that means? Another flipping meal, fellas. Inshallah. I say inshallah, but it's actually in a salad. Nando's flipping special. So you get butterfly chicken, massive, and you also get a portion of rice. Lovely, beautiful. Nando's flipping special in Philippines. Macros on the screen, this is where I'm at so far. But I've got more scran to go, fellas, because I'm trying to get flipping massive again. Right, final meal was McDonald's. Was it flipping it, fellas? Who do you think I am? I went to Smoke Restaurant, which Betsy flipping recommended. Got this like beef burger sizzling gravy thing with rice. And also had a second banana to finish the day. Have I flipping it the calories? That is the question. Right, so my target that I started at the start of the video was this. However, fellas, what have I ended up with? Oh my flipping days. Calorie-wise, boom. Protein, boom. Carboonies, perfect. And then fats just around what I flipping said. So these calories here are what I'm probably going to stick to for the next week or so. When I start to plateau with any sort of weight gain or training energy-wise, that's where then I'll make some more adjustments to it. Traveling is putting me under situations where bulking is so hard. However, if I can do it, think about what you can do when you're just chilling at home and you got all the flipping Aldi, Asda and flipping Tesco's. Episode 2 is now flipping finished. Guess what? Subscribe like I said at the beginning. Because you right there breathing down on your phone, your breath reeks, and that's because you ain't flipping subscribe. So get flipping doing it, gym fella, flipping massive, fit it Philippines, boomity bop.